Welcome to Techstination. Joining us is Gwen Smith, Vice President of Marketing at Circle Media Labs. Thank you for joining us, Gwen.
Thanks for having me today.
Well, give us some background about Circle Media Labs to start with, then we'll talk about the latest cool device that you have out and what it can mean for families.
Absolutely. Well, Circle was started, a few years back, where it was really started by three dads who were, thinking about and discussing, kind of the modern digital world that their families were moving into, and really wanted to find a way to help keep their kids safe online and make sure that they could find a balance, a healthy balance of using digital technology so they could thrive with technology rather than being consumed by it. And that's really where the premise of Circle started. And it's all about parental controls and screen time management, giving parents the tools to make the decisions that are right for them and their families to kind of set limits, filter content, and customize settings really for their own unique situations.
Well, let's describe the device that is called the Circle Home Plus.
Sure. So Circle is actually a little box that is a cube shape that goes connected to your router in your home. And that's how we can help families manage all of the devices connected over Wi-Fi or really any internet connected devices. So that includes everything from tablets, computers, gaming systems, smartphones, smart TVs, and smart assistants. And then it works in conjunction with the app to set all the parameters and custom profiles for each family member. It also allows for mobile coverage outside the home for your tablets and smartphones so that parents can still monitor when their kids are on the go, which even though they're at home a bit more these days, we know that, kids are younger and younger getting smartphones, and parents want to be able to have the same monitoring in place when the kids are away from home as well.
Interesting. How does that work when kids are outside of the home and they're not going through that box attached to the router?
Yeah, so it's basically through the app. You would download the app on your kids' devices, and it installs a local VPN so that all of the same parameters that are set up will enact on that device, where the app is technically set up as a kid app on that phone. And the kids also see their own dashboard of what their time limits are, what they're allowed to do, maybe a countdown to bedtime when their devices will go off for the night, and how much time they have left in total online for the day.
Well, let's talk about the need for something like this, especially in this environment when kids and adults are spending more time, it seems, looking at those screens.
Yeah, absolutely. So even before this, I had some research from last fall from Common Sense Media, and nearly 50% of parents, even last fall, before the latest events of the past few months, about 50% of parents felt addicted to their own devices. And, 60% of them say kids have their own mobile device. And another staggering fact is about a third of kids are waking up in the middle of the night to check their phones and check texts and notifications and check in. So it's really an all ages problem, and we're seeing across the board, it links to inactivity for kids. Screen time can increasingly be tied to depression and almost a new kind of addiction. And kids are often spending more time on screens than they are outdoors. So this is where, really Circle comes in to help parents set what are the right, time limits and filters that they want for their family. And that may be different for a teenager versus, an 8-year-old online. And now with kids, homeschooling, with having kind of remote learning over the past few months, certainly there's been an increase in screen time across the board, both for kids and adults, even ourselves. I used to spend time walking from meeting to meeting and looking at people face to face, and now I'm doing that over the internet and looking at my screen so much more. But with kids, while they may need to be online to do their homework assignments, parents often still don't want them straying off into video games or down the YouTube rabbit hole. So with Circle, they can still set limits on what their kids can access. They can even set an off time where the kids could, for example, only access their school-related websites and the rest of their internet access is turned off. There are also things parents can do like send rewards. So let's say they have all their schoolwork done. Parents could give the kids an additional 30 minutes to then go ahead and play that game they're allowed to play or watch the show that the parents feel comfortable with them watching, since they aren't able to go out and do as many things that they maybe would have in a normal springtime or summertime.
And does this work with pretty much any router that a family might have?
Yeah, it works with the vast majority of routers. We have a couple different options for, compatibility modes for some of the different routers out there, but it's pretty broad spread, the amount of routers that it works with, and we have some details on our website on that as well.
Interesting. So is there another component to this at all? Does it protect your home from outside attacks in any way, or is that part of it?
Not necessarily a security system for your internet, but it does allow you to block any websites that you don't want your family to be on, any apps and platforms, things like setting a bedtime for the entire family or the ability to pause the internet. But it's not so much a security device for the internet in that sense. It's more for parents to keep their kids safe online by, limiting or blocking inappropriate content.
Tell us about pricing and how this works. And I believe there is a subscription component as well.
Yes, we have a couple options. So the core package is the Circle Home Plus device, and that comes with a year of the services for the premium and basic features. That's $129. After the first year, to maintain access to the premium features, is $9.99 a month. We also have an option that many parents want to choose a lifetime subscription, and they can purchase it for $299, where they buy the device in a lifetime subscription. We do have the ability for parents to try it first with the app only, which is free for a month, and then $9.99 after. If you do not have the device, however, you can't manage the devices in the home, but you can still manage all the mobile devices. We're finding in today's climate, most parents are opting for the device in home, with families spending so much more time at home.
And what are the differences between the premium services and the basic, which is free?
Sure. Yeah, our basic features are the things that are like usage and filtering in history, and then the premium features get into the others like time limits, bedtime, rewards, the ability to pause the internet. So there's 9 features, and 3 of them come with the basic that will always be free for life, and the others are part of the premium package.
Interesting. For more information, where can parents go?
meetcircle.com. So that's MEET circle.com.
And are you hearing stories back from some of your customers during the pandemic here about how this is being used?
Yeah, we certainly are. Lots of parents, write in. We may not be their kids' favorite thing that's entered the home, but the parents are very thankful that they found something to really help we like to say, end the screen time debate. And it's kind of making Circle the bad guy versus the parents, and really giving them the ability to get their kids' attention, get them offline and spending some quality time together as a family that doesn't involve being in front of digital devices. Also, even helping their kids focus at times when they really need to do their schoolwork and not get distracted. Parents are finding it particularly helpful these days. Again, the website is meetcircle.com. Gwen Smith, thank you so much for taking the time with us, and stay safe. Thanks a lot for having me, and you as well.
Now this. How many companies out there have continued to innovate when it comes to building a better radio? I'm Fred Fishkin, host of Techstination, and I'm here to tell you about the new CC Skywave SSB radio from the wonderful people at C. Crane. Bob and his crew really love radio, and it shows in this new compact model that is packed with features. Beyond great AM and FM reception and sound, you can tune into shortwave signals from around the world, listen to ham radio operators, aviation, and more. It's the radio you'll turn to every day, and in emergencies. It will run for nearly 3 days on just 2 AA batteries. Pair the sleep timer with the new Soft Speaker 3, and you've got the perfect radio for your nightstand. Of course, it can wake you up too. Click on C. Crane at Techstination.com and put in the code Techstination for a free flashlight with your order. They love radio, and you'll love C. Crane.